Hello, I'm Keith Clark from JCTC's Financial Aid Office, and today we're going to talk about verification for your FAFSA. We will discuss what is verification, what are the steps in the verification process, are you a dependent or independent student and why it matters, what is your household size and income, marriage status and conflicts, V4 and V5 identity and statement of educational purpose, and final steps to get your financial aid and help along the way. So what are the steps in the verification process? You will log in to your Student Service Center, and under your task tile, you will see an online verification worksheet, and you will enter information about yourself, your family size, and income, and be very accurate with this information because it will determine what other documents we may need from you to complete the verification. You must electronically sign the online verification worksheet with your full legal name, not abbreviations or initials, and date the document before submitting. If you are a dependent student, you will receive a parent verification signature sheet sent to the email address that you put on the online verification worksheet. This must be signed by both you and your parent with a handwritten signature and dated and sent back to us. When sending back, please be very careful that the certification wording and the signatures all show in the upload, or else we cannot accept it. So what is the difference between a dependent and independent student? You are a dependent student for purposes of the FAFSA if you are under the age of 24 years old. Even if you are self-supporting yourself, you will need your parent information on the FAFSA and verification documents and their income and your parents' family's household size. You are considered an independent student on the FAFSA when some of these conditions apply. You are 24 years old or older. You are married at the time of filing the FAFSA. You have children that you're supporting with 50% of their support or more, or you're a military veteran. There are other special circumstances, but these are the primary ones. So when you do the online verification worksheet, it's going to include information that we need about your household size. If you see in the upper right corner, there's a red circle up there with an add button. You're going to add every member of your parents' household size. This is going to include yourself, your full legal name, age, and JCTC as your college, your parents' full name and their ages, any siblings that are in your parents' household, their full names, age, and if they're attending college, the name of the college, and also other dependents that your parents may be supporting with 50% or more. For the independent household size is going to include yourself, your full legal name, age, and JCTC as your college, your spouse, their full name, age, and college if attending, and children that you may have that you're supporting, their full legal name, age, and college if attending. Also, if you're supporting other dependents, you would include that information as well. So let's look at the income documents that we would need for verification. For the 2020-21 year, that is this current academic year, you would need the 2018 Federal 1040 form. It comes in 2 pages, but the first page, you need a handwritten signature at the sign here area where the black arrow is. That will include your first and last name plus a date. We cannot accept it without that signature. You'll also need the second page of the 1040 form, which includes more details that we'll use for verification. If you filed federal schedules 1, 2, or 3, these are what they would look like, and we would need them. Not everyone files these, but you would need to look through your tax documents and submit that. Another option is that you can order an IRS tax transcript. You can go to irs.gov/individuals/get-transcript, and there you can order one free of charge and download it and submit that. Remember, we would need the IRS Tax Transcript for 2018. The KCTCS Certificate of Non-Tax Filing. If you, your parents, or spouse did not file taxes in 2018, you will need to complete the KCTCS Letter of Non-Filing Taxes. This is only if that person lived in the United States in 2018. When completing this form, please put your name or the name of the tax filer at the top of the page. Check either I was not employed and had no income for work in 2018, or I earned income in 2018 and attached W-2 documents or an IRS wage and income transcript. And then please sign at the bottom with your full legal name and handwritten signature and date. If you, your spouse, or a parent resides outside the United States in 2018 or currently, you would need to complete a foreign resident income form. This will put the income on the FAFSA that needs to be accounted for that isn't United States income or a tax file. We may also need a W-2 document or 1099-R. A W-2 document is the document that your employer sends you for work that you completed in 2018, and it includes your wages and taxes withheld. A 1099-R is if you took an IRA distribution or pension, and that income has to be on the FAFSA. So marriage statuses and conflicts. Often there's conflicting information on the FAFSA that you need to report on the verification worksheet. If you're an independent student, your marriage status is set at the time you filed your FAFSA and cannot be changed. If your marriage status changes after you filed the FAFSA, the marriage status, household size, and income does not change on the FAFSA or verification documents. So if you got divorced or separated, your spouse would need to be on the head of or the household size and their income included. If you are a dependent student and your parents' marriage status changes after the FAFSA was filed, but before verification is completed, the household size does change, but the marriage status and income do not change. If you, a spouse or parent, were married but filed taxes as head of household, you may need to complete the head of household questionnaire. The tax filer who filed as head of household must be able to answer yes to all 5 questions to be eligible to file as head of household. Let's go over those questions. I filed a separate return for my spouse. A separate return includes a return claiming married filed separately, single, or head of household filing status. I paid more than half the cost of keeping my home for the tax year. My home was the main home of my child, stepchild, or foster child for more than half the year. I am able to claim an exemption for the child, and my spouse did not live in my home during the last 6 months of the tax year. Note your spouse is considered to be living in your home even if he or she is temporarily absent due to special circumstances. If you are not able to answer yes on all 5 questions on the head of household questionnaire, or question 6 is if your spouse is a non-resident alien, and we'll go over that. My spouse is a non-resident alien. You're considered unmarried for head of household purposes. If your spouse was a non-resident alien at any time during the year and you didn't choose to treat your non-resident spouse as a resident alien, however, your spouse isn't a qualifying person for head of household purposes, you must have another person and meet the other criteria to be eligible to file for head of household. If you are not able to answer yes on all 5 questions or the head of household questionnaire, or question 6, if your spouse is a non-resident alien, then you may need to amend taxes before financial aid can be awarded. If we request an amended tax return, the 1040X would be needed for that document. It is a 2-page document with um, information from the original return and that was amended, and we would need a handwritten signature and date at the bottom of that document. You can also submit an IRS tax account transcript. The tax account transcript is different than the other tax transcript we spoke about. It shows changes made after you filed your original return. You would only use this if we requested amended documents. The V4 and V5 education and identity and educational purpose statement is a separate form of verification. You would need to complete this in person on campus in front of a JCTC staff member, or you would need to complete it in front of a notary public. This document must be signed and dated in front of either of these people to be valid. You can find a notary public at most banks or UPS stores. You will need to present also your unexpired state-issued photo ID card and a copy of either your high school diploma, high school transcript, or your GED completion. Photocopies of these must be submitted at the time of completion. If the JCTC admissions office has your official high school transcript or GED completion on file, then you will need to be you will not be required to turn in the high school completion documents. Please, when submitting all documents, make sure that they have handwritten signatures with your full name and a date on them. We cannot accept typed signatures. Also on campus, we have printing options in the downtown campus library. So if you need to print documents or forms, you can come down there and get those printed. When uploading documents, make sure that you go to your task tile in Student Service Center, take a clear picture of all documents on your phone, and upload them there. You can also contact us or send your documents to our email account, jefferson-financialaid@kctcs.edu. We're very glad to take those for you and answer your questions. Remember, never guess at what is needed. Ask first. We are happy to assist you. Thank you.